Hey everyone, thanks for tuning back in to another episode in my Bike Life series. Today we're going to be covering peg hopping, which is a skill or a trick depending on how you look at it. Now, you may have noticed that I'm riding a different bike, and here's why. So back in February of 2021, I finally got around to buying a set of pegs, and because of the expense, I just went with something cheap from Odyssey. I got the Odyssey M pegs in black and chrome, just in case I decided to change wheels. But anyway, these are plain steel, 4 inches long, and they run about 20 bucks. So once I had the pegs mounted to the back of the bike, I started using some jack stands, and I just wanted to see, as part of my evolution as a rider, what it would take to stand on them, because it's a gateway to combos. Within about 6 weeks, I was able to ride the pegs like you see here in the video. This is going down one of the longer hills in my neighborhood, and I'm pretty proud of this one because I hadn't been riding pegs for very long. Riding the pegs with 2 feet on is a lot easier than riding with just 1 foot, that's for sure. And I'm working on the 1 foot, so I'll probably have an update to this video, hopefully in the next couple of months. Anyway, back to the point of this video, peg hopping. As you can see here, I'm on an SE Bikes Big Ripper from City Grounds, and that meant it came with SE Bikes Bike Life pegs. Here's a shot of the pegs, which are nicely knurled. And after riding with this or the plain ones, which are made for grinding, I can definitely say get some knurled pegs. They're worth the extra expense. One thing that's a little strange about the SE pegs is that they come drilled for 14mm axles, like on the BMX bikes that do grinding, and I don't think anybody's going to grind on knurled pegs, so it's a bit strange. Anyway, this is part of the practice that I would do, especially if it was a windy day and I couldn't carry long wheelies. I decided I'd concentrate on some of my other skill sets, peg hopping being one of them. So one way you could start when you're just figuring it out is to just push the bike up so it's on its back wheel, grab a handful of the brake, and then step up onto the peg, and then just start trying to bounce on it, little jumps. It's trickier than it looks, and I'll admit the first month I got discouraged a little bit because it was pretty difficult, and I did have a little accident where the seat hit me in the crotch, and I just wasn't sure that I was going to get comfortable doing it. But you know, practice makes better, and I'm still keeping at it. So as you can see in this collection of failure videos, I'm not able to get back onto the pedals just yet from a standing hop. But because I practice being comfortable on the pegs, I'm now able to ride a wheelie, stand up on the pegs, and on a couple of occasions I've been able to cleanly get back down into the seat or get back onto the pedals from the peg position. And the other thing that I've been working on is the 1-footed peg wheelie, or manual, I guess. It's a peg manual where only 1 foot is on the pegs and your other leg is swinging forwards or backwards to maintain balance of the bike, so you don't necessarily rely on the rear brake quite so much. So that's tough. It's a more advanced form of riding the pegs, and it's something that I'm going to focus on as the year progresses. So it's really important not to lose your motivation and not to get discouraged when you don't pick something up as quickly as, say, the younger kids. I know it's more difficult the older you get, but old dogs can learn new tricks, and one of the skills that's really good here that you see me practicing is just being able to roll the bike and pull it up into a peg hop. And that's a fantastic skill because you really have to know timing and brake modulation in order to be able to do that. So that's a skill that I would highly recommend. Here you can see I love being able to just do this cleanly. It surprises people that if they're rolling around you and you all of a sudden do that, they're like, whoa. So it's a nice one to have in your bag. Another thing you can try and do once you start getting more comfortable hopping on the pegs is try and spin your tire, or I see some people try and kiss their tire, or do other little things. But in any event, it's much more of a core workout than I thought. Other tricks that I wish I'd started practicing when I learned how to wheelie a year ago was learning how to fakie, which is something I haven't been able to do, and I've only done it less than a handful of times very cleanly. You can see here I used the brake and it kind of pulled up, which is a great segue into the next trick here. It starts with a manual and then it's a hop. And this is some judicious use of some slow-mo footage, but it looks fantastic. And my friend Matt Rickard was the one who showed me the technique of how to pull it up when we were down at Socal a couple of weeks ago. So now this is something else that I'll be practicing. Here's a few clips of 1 foot riding on the pegs and getting back onto the pedals, which I am very, very happy with. And lastly, I'll leave you with this short clip by my friend Tony Truelove of us down at the Socalbmxride in Southern California, which was a 3-day, 120+ mile ride that Todd Lyons and SE Bikes put on. At this point, I can wheelie for about 2.5 minutes straight with traffic, and it just goes to show. Keep practicing, keep your chin up, don't give up, and we ride as one. Thanks everyone for watching. Okay, one last bonus clip of me wheeling past Lake Merritt in Oakland, which was during a Santos Sunday ride, which are monthly rides put on by Jacob Santos. And on this ride, we did 31 miles on a Sunday. So 31 miles with some hills. It was a lot of fun. Several hundred people came out, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video and maybe learning something about peg hopping. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and thanks again.